in order to make the slip stitch joins, you will be working into the chain 2 stitches in the corners, not the chain 2 space, which is an approach that's often used. So I've just marked up this square with stitch markers, and I've done that on quite a few of the squares actually, so that it just makes it easier when you're in the flow of doing your crochet. So you've got your double crochet that you worked in the corner, then directly after it you've got a chain 1, and then directly after that, that's your second chain, and then this V here is for this second double crochet. So it's these 2 marked stitches that will be used in the join. So to begin the slip stitch join, you need a slip knot on your crochet hook in your joining colour. I've gone for the same colour as the base colour because I really want the pattern formed by the green spikes to show through. So you're going to insert the hook through the second marked stitch on the square that's nearest you, and through the first marked stitch on the square behind, and you're going through the back. So if I put them together like this, when you're actually working, you'll be holding the squares wrong sides together. Then you'll just work slip stitches. So yarn over, pull through both loops. It's a little bit fiddly with the stitch markers in the way. Then carry on going to the next stitches. At this point you can remove the stitch markers. So through, and then just make sure you don't skip any, through that loop. So we're working through the back loop only on the actual squares. So we're now past the chain space. We're on to the main part of it. So you're going to ignore the front loop, just slip stitching all of the squares together through back loop only, all the way across the square. So these should line up quite nicely actually now you've got going. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. When you've reached the corner, you will work only into the first marked stitch, which is made a little bit fiddlier here because of all the stitch markers I've got in to show you. Oh, this one doesn't want to go in. There we go. Okay, so you've reached the end of the first square. The 2 that are left that are marked that you haven't worked into, they're for when you work the vertical row. So then when it comes to the next square, you're going to work into the second marked stitch on each of these. So in here, sorry, it's just started raining and I'm filming in the conservatory, but there we go. The point where you join the next square in is a place where your tension can sometimes go a little bit too loose. So just be aware of that. But we've got the hook through the first loops on the next square, so we'll pull through and pull through again just to tighten up. And then you're going to work it through the back loop only, just like you did on the previous square, with slip stitches going through. And when you get to the next join, you do exactly the same thing. It does really help to mark the stitches. I know it's a little bit fiddly, but it can just help to get the placement right, and that just helps to get the finish that you're after at the end.